Alternate reality games are exciting and fairly new ways of conveying messages and promoting work that we see online. It's exciting to be one of those first people discovering and looking into a new mystery, a hunt to discover what's really behind it. Today we discuss one particular ARG well known by its franchise's audience, an unsuspecting website known as I Love Bees.
The first encounter with the website was on July 16th of 2004. Steve Peters, the admin of a website known as ARG.net, got a package in the mail. Opening the package, he discovered bottles of honey with letters inside of them. Being a prominent member of the ARG community, he quickly realized that he may have had a new mystery on his hands, and he quickly made a blog about it on the ARG website.
Emptying the bottles and salvaging the letters, the string of letters would be deduced to be an anagram, OIVEESBLE, or if you unscramble it, I Love Bees. After discovering this strange title, Peters searched up the term online. Quickly he discovered the website in question, ilovebees.com. At first glance, the website seems to be a normal homemade blog about bees and honey. It would be the case if it wasn't for the package and strange occurrences that could be found on the website. Some pages looked completely fine while some were distorted as if the pages were unfinished or hacked. Some pages even had times counting down to various dates. Some pages with corrupted images and text even had hidden calls for help.
The small group on ARG.net quickly got to exploring the mystery of the website, first looking into the owner of the domain for I Love Bees. The owner was a woman named Margaret Othendy, and a contact was supplied on the page too. A phone number that the team attempted to call would bring the caller to a voicemail of someone named Donna. An email was also given, which users attempted to message. Returning to the website, an About page could be found that would give a link to the personal blog to a woman named Donna, who was identified as the niece of Margaret.
Interestingly, one of the posts on her blog stated, "You're reading this, so I'll assume you've already witnessed the damage on my aunt's website. I've been wrestling with the site's bugs myself since last week. I've exhausted every strategy I could think of. Sourced my code, ran virus checks, did the whole spyware spy hunting thing, installed all the browser updates, and then finally just wiped the site and rebuilt it from scratch." End quote. She would also post the original pages on her blog to show what the website looked like prior to the strange happenings.
Donna also explained that the timer on the website was originally a timer for the day she left for her trip to China. She claimed that she didn't know what happened to it. Returning to the corrupted website, many decided to try and download the many images, corrupted or not, that are on I Love Bees. Some would open and some wouldn't due to be corrupted files. Throwing some of the images into a text editor, some of the phrases found could be compiled together to make a sentence. One message that was found was odd. It was a poem of sorts about a widow trying to return a queen to a throne. The story is written from the perspective of a dream as well.
This story may seem unimportant, but would end up being crucial to the mystery. 4 characters in particular being important: the widow, the queen, the sleeping princess, and the flea. These points would become relevant far later in the story. The second message found was interpreted almost as if it was a distress call from a ship. The message spoke of being estranged and tortured by what seems to be spiders. That sounds like a terrifying predicament.
After the discovery of these 2 messages, Donna would return with a new blog post. Aunt Margaret wants you to know how touched she is by the flood of support we've gotten on the blog and via email. So touched that she wants to mix a new flavor of her honey in honor of you guys, a black button sage variety. But I'm not sure she knows what to call it yet. I hate that Aunt Em is losing sleep over this, or that I am for that matter. I'd feel a lot more comfortable if I understood its motives better.
The post continues, "At least I know from Mark that the image glitches are caused by embedded texts of unknown origins. Not sure how they fit together. Is there a channel I can direct other people to so they can sync up with you?" Unquote. This would be the first time that Donna would directly speak to the audience who is looking into the strange mystery as well. Due to her comment about a channel for the website, a channel known as Beekeepers was made on an irc.chat site to archive and discuss findings related to I Love Bees.
Remember the email mentioned earlier? A few weeks after it was discovered and after users tried to reach out to it, they were given a response. The message sent back was written out. Odd behavior, cry for help. I'm using it to make some of the messages have ever put together some of the messages. Just wanted to say that I'm not odd behavior, but I danger a voodoo witch that runs smear into the web the fort, including the many enemies. Wow. The message continues much the same, with the possibility that the website may have been a cry for help by this mystery person who may be in danger.
This email was startling for the beekeepers. Some even worried that Donna may have either been in danger or was having some sort of breakdown. This next hint is huge and was the reason why I Love Bees became so popular. In late July of that same year, a trailer for Bungie's Halo 2 is released. Nothing of any note to the ARG was in the trailer, except for the last few seconds. When the Xbox logo is shown, at the bottom of the screen we see the link to the Xbox website, but for a brief second, the link glitches and turns into ilovebees.com, before quickly reverting back to normal.
Floods of people would make their way to the website after the trailer. The original beekeepers that had been looking into the website were shocked to learn that the ARG they'd been following up to that point was somehow related to Halo. The hundreds of people that joined would help and hinder the progress made so far, with theories and discussions on how the lore behind Halo would help explain what was going on. At the same time, Donna would return with another blog post where she claimed that the mass email sent would have been from her aunt.
Donna would continue by trying to message her aunt about the email. Before she could ask, though, Margaret would confront her about why all her emails were deleted. Trying again, Donna would find that any email she sent through her aunt's account would disappear before it reached its recipient. She speculated that her email was hacked similarly to the website. Donna planned to have the email account deleted entirely, but soon changed her mind when users brought up that the hacked email may be the only way to contact the mysterious entities that were causing these hacks.
In the following days, Donna would claim that she felt like she was being watched through her webcam, and the website would be updated with new images that, when put through text editors, would reveal strange messages between two characters known as the Queen and the Spider. More disturbing, when deleting the text and resaving the images, new pictures were found. The images would be of Donna through her webcam, looking scared.
The website would once again be updated, challenging the beekeepers with their biggest puzzle yet. 300 websites were now linked through their main site. The beekeepers would have to explore each individual site and try to find similar phrases and keys that would connect them together with the mystery. They would attempt to take these hundreds of sentences and phrases and put them together into one cohesive story. With the now large audience working together, and after long countless hours, the beekeepers would be able to solve the next piece of the puzzle.
The puzzle piece would reveal some key details behind the entity that took over the site. The linked sentences would reveal a monologue by a new character, the AI known as the Operator. The AI would say that it found itself trapped in a primitive server and would also reveal that it's the one that was watching Donna through her webcam. The Operator would also identify Donna as the cause of her being trapped and fragmented in the website. We would also learn that an executable file known as Spider was attempting to fix the Operator.
The Operator would continue by saying that as the Spider was attempting to fix it, it would unlock lost memories within the AI to be activated. This is where the monologue ends. Donna would be informed about this revelation and would soon leave the site behind due to the fear of being targeted by this supposed AI. The email from before would return and identify itself as the Princess, and even claim to be on Donna's side. Eventually, Donna would return in a limited capacity, mostly to let the community know that she is still okay.
The countdown originally mentioned at the beginning of this mystery continued to tick down, and speculation on what was going to be revealed ran rampant. Halo 2 wasn't scheduled to be released until that fall, far after the countdown would end, so the main theory was that the clock was for a Halo 2 demo release. More clues were released within the final week of the timer. Decoding these new messages would further explain the already confusing ones. Haikus written by a character known as the Flea were found.
In the days before the countdown's end, the beekeepers would theorize and deduce the mystery so far. The Operator, which also went by the Queen and Melissa, was an AI trapped in the I Love Bees server. This AI blamed Donna for itself being trapped and saw her as an enemy. On the other end, the Princess is a childlike character that seems to see Donna as an ally. The Flea was supposedly a sort of virus that may have actually been the cause of the memories being unlocked for the Queen. But how does all this strangeness relate to the Halo franchise? In a memory revealed by the Queen, it was an AI in a ship in space that discovered a mysterious cylindrical object that they assumed to be an artifact that the Covenant would want. The Covenant being the villains of the Halo games. The AI feels strange when getting close to the artifact and speculates if there is some sort of virus in it.
Users began to wonder if the answers behind this mystery were more than they originally suspected, not just involving the second Halo game, but the franchise as a whole. The website was updated once again within the week of the countdown, GPS locations and times all correlating to when the counter hits its end. The message was included with the location saying "Axons go hot," which confused followers. Users speculated that these locations would be where the story itself would be fully revealed or where the Halo 2 demo discs would be gifted.
Dozens of participants from each location waited eagerly for answers. What they got was unexpected. A payphone nearby began to ring in each location as the timer ended. Answering these calls, the Queen would ask questions about the ARG on the other end, this being the next stage. After this point, the website would update about twice a week, with new coordinates and times for payphones to ring. Reaching these phone booths at the right time would unlock what's called an axon, with 777 axons in total. If all are unlocked, the whole story would be revealed.
As the axons were unlocked, audio files were added onto the website, which could be put together to make 3 audio dramas. These 3 stories were all unique stories taking place within the Halo universe. The audio dramas would not only explain more of the universe, but explain the story behind I Love Bees as a whole. The audio drama is a very long and complicated story, which we recommend you listen to. If not, we will summarize the story as briefly as we can.
The story begins with a girl named Melissa being taken into the Spartan 2 program, basically a super soldier program. She fails testing and dies. Her consciousness is put into an AI for a ship that discovers an artifact that the Covenant wants to activate the Halo rings. The artifact holds a virus that splits Melissa into multiple parts, the majority of them getting sent back to 2004 and trapped on the I Love Bees website. The virus as well is trapped on the site and continues to wreak havoc and over time unlock her memories. One fragment of Melissa is known as the Princess, which is the consciousness of Melissa prior to the program. Over time, the different pieces are slowly brought together with the help of the players and characters shown in the present tense of the audio drama.
The virus or flea is the cause of Melissa's returning memories after replacing the Spider Protocol, which was meant to repair the AI. In the present tense of the story, the main characters help the fragments of the AI return to itself and deactivate the artifact that caused the fragmenting in the first place. The 2004 AI, due to the deactivation, is returned to its time, leaving only the Spider Protocol left on the website, where it waits today to return back to where it's meant to be. Got all that?
One final message was left behind after the full story was revealed. It was multiple locations where anyone who was involved in the story could join and celebrate their accomplishments. The locations were theaters where attendees could get physical copies of the story, meet the staff and voice actors of the project, and most importantly, be the first to play Halo 2 before anyone else. I Love Bees would go down as one of the first big ARGs that connected to huge movies and games, coming out years prior to ARGs like Cloverfield or The Dark Knight.
The ARG's main point was to tell a fun story to get fans excited for their next game. The ARG would go down as a huge yet slowly obscuring story that brought thousands of Halo fans together. To this day, up to the new release, the project is nodded to and mentioned in Easter eggs.
This is the story of I Love Bees, an ARG that in ways has been forgotten to time while still being a huge part of Halo 2. ARGs as a whole are such an exciting and engaging ways to bring fans and creators together. A form of art we continue to see to this day and will continue seeing for as long as the internet is around to bring people together to solve a mystery.
A going obscure ARG would be pretty fun. Stay curious.
Join us again next time when we once again go obscure.